So, traditionally, we've got lots of reasons to let our tyres down in different circumstances, but once upon a time, there was some people with experience that said, don't let your tyres down on these dirt roads because the sidewall is the thin part of your tyre, and once you let it down, it bags out and exposes the sidewall. The tread part of the tyre's got all your belts in it with your strength plus the tread depth on top. Unlikely that anything's going to push directly through your tread, especially if you've got a decent tread depth, which I would agree with in theory sounds right. Now, letting the tyre down obviously would expose the sidewalls more, but you've also got to have a look at what you're dealing with on the ground. Is it just dirt? Is it gravel? Is it what sort of rock? Are they nice and round and smooth? Are they sharp? Are they big? You've got all these factors. But if it's just a normal dirt road with some gravel on it, pretty smooth like this one, smooth as a baby's bum, there might be some patches with some rock on it here or there, short distances. I'm almost ashamed to say I haven't let my tyres down on a lot of dirt roads on this trip. I've engaged this centre diff lock, so we even up the front to the rear, but I am at this stage not letting my tyres down on this dirt road, which I've trained myself to automatically just stop and let the tyres down to maybe 28 or 30, even if it's smooth, which isn't really going to expose your sidewalls too much. But the factor that you got to take into account, I think, is how rough the track is. So it's your whole vehicle. What type of vehicle, what type of suspension, what type of tyres have you got? If I can talk to you and it's not shaking that camera around too much and the whole car's not shaking around too much, it must be pretty smooth. If it's a crazy rough road of corrugation, right here there's a few corrugations, but it's not rough, it's not shaking the car to pieces. And it goes the same with your caravan. The corrugations and rough roads will shake it to pieces. All those rivets, they'll just shear off. That was a bit rough down in there. So maybe as I drive down this road, I'm starting to think maybe it's time to let the tyres down from 40, 45 to maybe even 35. It's going to make a bit of a difference. But what I'm doing now, I'm driving, checking out the dirt roads, and then making a decision where I want to be. And if letting the tyres down to pump them up again is going to be worthwhile at all. Because if you're only letting 5 or 10 out because it's not too bad, was it even worth it? So if you've got a smooth ride and it's not upsetting the car, it's not upsetting you, it feels pretty smooth, then you could probably protect your tyres and the sidewalls by not letting them down. It makes sense, doesn't it? I'm talking about on a smooth outback track like this. I'm not talking about 30-degree steep hills going up Billy Goat's Bluff in the high country, where you certainly do want the tyres a bit softer to wrap around, mainly for more traction and comfort, less bouncing around, that sort of thing. I mean, it's a true story that you probably expose your sidewalls doing that also. So it's rob Peter to pay Paul. Let your tyres down, we're going to get a smoother ride, the tread part of the tyre is going to wrap around the rocks better and get better traction for you and get you up the hill easier and smoother, but in doing so, the tyre is going to fold and the sidewall is going to be more exposed, which I can guarantee, fact of the matter, that's what it is. I mean, anytime there's ever been a puncture in a tyre in the high country, out on the tracks, in the steep stuff, it's pretty much always been a slash in the sidewall on whatever brand of tyre. All the different brands, that's what they'll cop. The only time you cop one in the tread is, my examples are awesome. I've only ever had about 3 punches through the tread. One was an old thread tap straight through the tyre tread at near Mount Ive, South Australia, in that sort of area. I had a nail off a Ramsey or Paslow, whatever it is, one of those nails, the purple one of those, through the sidewall of the tyre exactly on Billy Goats, in the side and back out again. slow leak, and there was a piece of wire on the Gibb River Road, a piece of fencing wire went straight through where the tread is, right? So whether you've let the tyre down or not, those circumstances, I don't think it's going to help or not. The sidewall, I think the air pressure is going to help, but you don't want to ruin your vehicle and be spinning wheels and braking the vehicle and not making up the steep ones by not letting your tyre down. But this is my current thought process anyway. So from now on for me, unless I think of otherwise, and I'll let you know if I do, I'm driving down a flat dirt road that's smooth. I've got my centre diff lock on. I'm only lightly accelerating, maintaining speeds of draw a circle around 90 k's an hour, more or less depending on the whole situation. And if the road becomes one of those rough, terrible roads where you're absolutely going to destroy your vehicle and its contents and or your caravan, let the tyres down where necessary. I'll give you an example. So the Peninsula Developmental Road, the PDR, consistently it's one of the worst roads. I don't think the Gibb's too bad. There's some patches that are not the best. I'll probably let the tyres down to about 30 on the Gibb. The PDR, I'd let the tyres down to 25 straight away, and I'd consider going lower depending on the condition at the time. So each track is each to its own. It really needs to be tested, and then you can pull up and make an adjustment on your tyre pressure. You do whatever you want, but I am curious to know what you think about my current thinking. It's been information I've been given many years ago from people, let's just say, that have got experience travelling outback dirt roads, and I did consider it, and I've never had a sidewall damage on a dirt road, so I don't think letting them down means you're really highly prone to damage. But also I don't think in most cases there's enough rocks that are big enough and sharp enough that are going to push through that tread in that part of the tread width of the tyre in most cases. So I'm not really worried about that. So if I'm comfortable, why expose the sidewall? Are you with me? What have you been doing for years? And has this new information and thinking changed your attitude towards it a little bit? And are you going to keep letting the tyres down to 20, 25, 22, 28? Or are you going to reconsider and maybe be 30 or 35, or maybe you're not even going to bother letting them down until you see what the track's like? I mean, this is awesome. This quad lock holding an old phone in the windscreen, it does squeak around a little bit. Here we've got a pedal grid, so bit of a bump, not too bad. Again, and then we're back onto smooth as a baby's bum dirt road. Anyway, I think I've waffled enough. You get the drift. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Let me know what you think. See ya.